And we are joined by definitely not Bromios and Soth. We'll get that changed. It's F2P and Igor Squatslav, who very lovingly decided to sub for the Moustache stream. So thank you for that. We are looking at a real meme team dream machine match coming out here. Finally, we're looking at Shining. Coming out from F2P, and on the other side, Igor is going to be playing, or is it? Wait, is it the other way around? No, it is. Okay, yeah, I'm not just being rused by these sleeves. Yeah, Shining versus Macross Frontier. So both of these decks are XO right now, which is about as poetic as it can possibly get. I mean,
Well,
these.
I'm getting a bit. I'm getting tricked by the playmat, which says Shining.
Are they
version.
not? Dan, why are you lying to me?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
Dan!
so how
look,
come the
I'm
guy
just...
whose playmat says Shining on it isn't play Shining? That's
so
misleading.
My earpiece has been feeding me misinformation for this entire tournament. But yes, look, I love Shining and Macross Frontier, but these are not the best decks in the format. And the fact that they're both like doing fairly well, as far as I understand, is pretty good. I don't know what record these guys have, so Dan, if you're gonna get in my earpiece and tell me what their records are, and I'll tell the rest of the stream.
They're both X1.
Oh, they're both X1.
They're both X1.
So this is actually a playoff, the meme playoff for top cut. Whoever wins here is making it to top cut. So Shining actually has, like, at this point had gotten the one of those like promo love support packs or whatever the heck they were called back in the day. And it actually got a bunch of like pretty good cards. It got a free runner. It got a, bless you, it got a free runner. It got an actually really good 3-2, which you can see at the top of the clock right now, which Climax comboed with a blue Climax. Let's not talk about that. It's a bit weird. It got this like strangely decent for the time Brainstorm that also comboed off the same Climax. It got a 1-1 that was just a 7-5 naturally, which was good enough for the time. I mean, it was a weird deck, and you know, you do strange things with it. You'd splash green just that you could play one event. You'd potentially be like splashing yellow just to play one card. It was a weird deck, right? It was a very weird deck. Macross Frontier is maybe even weirder. It's you know, this was the first ever Swarm deck. You could play it as a Swarm deck, the Vajra version, which was absolutely trash. I mean, it was really bad. But you could do it. It doesn't look like that's what we're going to be seeing here, because we're seeing a lot of blue. Looks like we're going to be seeing the blue-red build.
No, it's actually just entirely blue. Sorry, level 0s.
Right.
Yeah, so this is a fully clan deck, which means that Mr. Igor Squatslav over here is not supporting Cheryl nor Ranka, and you know, isn't taking part in the waifu war, which seems like a blasphemy. Given that this thing is getting a movie, I think this year or next year.
Are you asking me that as if I would know?
Or shouldn't you know? You're a boomer.
Okay, yeah.
I'm joking. Well, no, sorry. Mate, it is actually getting a movie sometime.
Bro, the last anime that I watched was Castlevania, and before that was Akira. So, like, let's take it easy here. What are we looking? Oh yeah, I see. The thing with Macross is the mono blue deck. Like, it's a meme deck, right? Let's be very honest with ourselves here. It's got some very expensive ways of doing very, very simple things. You know, you get this strange level 3 that has an experience requirement. It gives all of your stuff heals. You know, you've got the events if you want to be using them. The 1135 counter and it was like you check top 3 or something, and you can like take cards out of the top of your opponent's deck. It was this is a weird deck, but it's funny. Like,
I actually don't remember the card for blue Macross very much, but yeah, the 1/1 ramen event, which gives 3/5 to a pilot, is definitely quite powerful by the standards of this day. The one in Angel Beast was very popular back then, so yeah, 3/5 is a lot of power. It's nearly 2 levels worth of power in terms of vanilla decks, so yeah, it definitely can flip the battle on its own. So that's one thing to watch out for.
yeah, and over on the Shining side, I mean, Surreal, the blue Surreal, which is a card that I mentioned earlier in the stream, a card that, well, not this one that's on the board right now. This is the spammable Brainstorm, which is back in the day when Brainstorms were wacky. Pay 1, you mill top 3, draw X, and then discard X, where X is equal to the number of climaxes flipped times 2. And it also lets you scry every time you play a support character. And we saw a lot of cards just get flipped off the top there that were like really niche pieces. We're talking about that 2/0 pig event, which is called like hunting or something like that, which let you 2/0 counter, put your attacked card into stock, and then put the event into stock. This is a weird deck as well. And we're looking at 2 decks that are pretty much going to like wet noodle fight each other to the death. And then in the back row, oh man, we can't not talk about this back row now.
No. Cyril changes clothes.
Cyril changes clothes. You go for it. Tell the stories.
So yeah, this card has 2 lines of text.
Oh wait, hold on.
Attack.
Oh yeah. Continue.
Yeah, so once per turn, when one of you can choose one character. It doesn't need to be the one attack. And the second ability isn't once per turn, where if the damage dealt by a character is cancelled, you can pay 2 and heal 1. And yeah, I think Phil mentioned this earlier, but this card was restricted at a certain point after 2012 because of just how long it made games go. Because not only did it just delay the game by healing, but there was also a lot of decision making that randomly came up because you don't know whether your attack's going to cancel, and every time that your attack cancels, which you can't exactly expect most of the time, you have to come to make a new decision as to whether it's worth it to pay 2 stock to heal, and that just made games go over that 30-second time limit. So yeah, they banned that card. But here we are with F2P here having 2 copies, so his defense is going to be somewhat decent.
Yeah, I mean, this is, if you do get to those late game situations where you're using chasing to throw a bunch of cards into your stock, and you're generating your 3 stock per turn, minus whatever you're paying each turn, you can end up healing like a full level worth of damage in a game with this deck, which is just like, yeah, it does drag things on a little bit. And to an extent, I understand why they wanted to get rid of some of the cards in this set. But on the other hand, I mean, nowadays people play cards a little bit faster, so these things aren't so much of an issue. But yeah, I get it. There was a time when this stuff could take a while, and at which point you should call a judge and call your opponent out for slow playing and things like that. But it wasn't so much of a consideration then. We're seeing the 1/1 clan, the 1/1 or was it a 5/5 maybe? I can't remember. It's not powerful, and it's
yeah, it's a 1/1
yeah, 1/1 that climax combos with, I want to say, a 2 soul, and it's not even a straight advantage engine. It's like a draw 1 ditch 1 or something like that. It's so janky.
It's draw 1 ditch 1 gain 1. Encore step, pay 2, send this to wait, change into the 2/2 clan, which is a 2/2 8k, which gains 500 for each other and caps at 10k on its own.
Yeah, I mean,
2/2 10k, if it comes out of level 1, is fairly likely to survive We can give it that.
Nice cancel
I'm
coming
actually
out there.
not too well versed in this.
So we're just, look, going through this level 1, I mean, look, neither of these decks really does much other than bash each other. So that's pretty much what we're playing through right now.
One key card that I believe you forgot to mention for Shining is... sorry, I don't actually want to read this name, but it's the 3/2/10 heal. And you can early play it if you have 6 or more climaxes in the waiting room. And if I remember correctly, this is the first, maybe, if not one of the first, early play
the
heals to
Remzian.
put in the game. Yeah, I think that's how you read it. Remzian.
Yeah, Remzian.
Yeah, 6 or more climaxes in waiting. Quite honestly, not a great condition, but back in the day, you don't have very much choice. And being able to do that on a technically somewhat loose condition was pretty powerful. And I think that's one of the reasons that Shining did take off.
Yeah, just making a quick correction. I think I might have said earlier that this was the last game of the day on stream. This is the last game of Swiss, I believe. And we'll be moving into the top card after this. Assuming all of the matchups line up cleanly, we may need another round, depending on breakers, but we will see. But yeah, having an early play healer was, I mean, not bad at all, and it was in a color that you wanted to play anyway. I mean, the thing is, like, Shining is a 4-color deck. It played the runner at level 0. That was yellow. And you had the option to also play... there was an event, some event that you could run alongside that as a niche way of giving your characters a little bit more utility. I think it was like a bounce. It'll let you like early swap one of your characters or something like that. I don't remember. I didn't play that particular setup. You've got green, and I mean, green is actually weirdly powerful in Shining. In addition to just the chasing counter, you also have this level 0 that we did see at the beginning of the game, which let you minus 1k to your opponent's front row characters, which is a pretty interesting way of dealing with stuff that was just hard to kill. But then, you know, the board right now, on both sides, we're basically just looking at beaters and beaters. I mean, front row of this Macross is, you know, basically beat sticks, and then in the back row, of course, we have the very, very simple, all your characters gain plus 500 power. You know, nice and easy. Global support, which, if I'm not wrong, the name of this card is Goth Lolly Trap.
Well, Goth Lolly male in cross, women's clothes.
Yeah, okay, right. Goth Lolly crossdresser, fine. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so yeah. Okay.
Well, the main character in this show is well known for having androgynous looking face, and I think there's a part where he dresses up as a woman to do some cool stuff. This
card game is weird. But yeah, we're looking at a game which is, you know, these are kind of the most fun ones, because we don't even really know what's going to come off the top of the deck. This level 1 that we're seeing from Shining Force right now is it's the climax combo, but it's a weird one because it's both the draw climax combo and it's also the pay 1 rest 2 brainstorm. So you want it in your front row, but you also want it in the back row. It's a weird one, definitely. No climax combo coming out now. It does climax combo with the blue climax that you might have been seeing flipped over every once in a while. That's a 2k1 soul. Cross Elysian, which has one of the nicest artworks that's ever come out of this game. Shining just has some nice artwork, actually, and it was part of the reason why I picked it up, even though I have no idea about the source material. And that yellow level 0 there, of course, is the runner. We do see, a big hit coming out there. The +2 soul off the top, and all of that damage sticking, sending our Macross player up to level 2. So we're looking at a fairly even game. We have the heal online, the heal engine for Shining. But over on the Macross side, I mean, that 2/2, it does have 2 soul. So that's a fair bit of pressure that's coming out. It's stayed on the board for a couple turns now. And
I guess one thing to highlight about this map is that it's only playing 2, which is just 2 healers. So it's a very interesting deck building decision, because you'd usually expect more heals and just more level 3s, as they tend to be the most powerful cards in the sets at this point in the game. But instead he opts to just play an increased number of levels. Yeah, kind of curious what the idea behind that is, and honestly I don't think he would be appreciating taking too much damage like that because of this deck structure.
Yeah, it can definitely make it a little bit more difficult if you're getting, you have a certain idea of how your deck wants to play in terms of time in the game and where you are in the early, mid, late game, and then you just get bashed. And sometimes that happens, but out comes another one of these 2/2s. And it looks like the plan here is to do exactly the same thing and just bash right back. And you know what, frankly, don't blame him, because there's not a whole lot more that can be done. Oh, and if I'm not wrong, that is a 2 soul that's just hit the board. So we're looking at some big damage.
This is a lot of damage.
Big damage. The climax off the top to cancel that first one. We'll see what happens on this next one.
I would be pretty frustrated.
Oh, there's the cancel. And let's see what happens on this one. Let us see what happens on this one. There's 1, there's 2, there's... and the cancel there again. So that 2 soul not really doing too much. But
yeah.
Paying 3 to Encore again. We are living the dream. Pay 3 Encore. And of course, Shining, weirdly enough, a deck that can actually deal with this board state. It is able, because it is so old and just has weird effects, able to play cards that just, boost random amounts of power. So can actually get through this. It remains to be seen exactly if that's the game plan here. This front row from Macross is huge. What's this, like 11k?
Does the Brainstorm pump this character? I believe so. So no, it only pumps his own machine. That would be 2 10-5s and a 3k that gains 500 each time Mike plays F2P plays a new character. So I'd say if Make can get his level support this turn and then plays red healer next turn, he would be able to contest the. But for now, he'd have to be contested.
Yeah, and it looks like he's chosen to just play some free characters and get that 1175 down, resting one of the back row characters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, 1175 was not bad. And this 1k 1 soul coming out, I mean, this is big Unga Bunga, right? We are just bashing each other.
Oh gosh.
The 2 soul off the top and it sticks. Oh, that has got to hurt for Igor after coming in with 3 massive attacks last turn and getting them all cancelled. That first swing for 4 just is gonna hurt. And then here comes another 2 that manages to stick, and the gate trigger bringing back a character. We'll see what he takes. Oh, okay. Right. Interesting. I don't think we've actually seen that character played yet.
So that is
the level
Faithful
0.
Falcon?
Yes. Yeah, the Brainstorm.
It's an unusual brainstorm which pays 2 and rest itself, but instead of salvaging, so I believe there's less than 5 cards effect in the game, but it's quite useful when you want to push extra. Maybe not in this game, but it may come up seeing as we just saw a lot of damage go into Igor's deck. Sorry, Igor from Igor's deck. And yeah, just having that option to salvage a climb. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, and I mean that, that 3-2 is actually a really good finisher. The 3-2 that Shining Force uses. For free, you just discard a card from your hand, and you get to burn 1 and get plus 1500 to your whole board. So guaranteeing having that climax. We do see the 3-2 right there.
Yeah,
guaranteeing having that climax is going to be a pretty neat way to finish things up. Eats another 4 on the kickback, so it's kind of going back and forth here. It's this is a very just monkey mode. Oh wow.
What is this game?
And then 5 damage goes straight in. This is and another big swing comes in. Oh, the chasing.
Well, he generates 2 stock here. So his hand
generates 2 stock.
But he takes the...
Oh no. But he takes the 2 damage and he gets absolutely blown up.
I was just about to say, it seemed like a bit of anti-synergy. Igor right here is playing 8 climaxes with 2 soul triggers, despite the rest of his deck trying to contest with all of 2/2s. So generally triggering climaxes after that would be quite, disadvantageous. But I guess it didn't apply this time because all the damage stuck. That's what you...
Huge hits. I think that's a lot of damage. I don't have any other way of saying it, but yeah, big hits. There's a real Jake Paul and KSI moment right there. 12 damage off the top. That was a very sudden death. That, I mean, it happens. Sometimes you're just better than your opponent. and, this is one of those times where you have to win and immediately say it was all skill, just to show your dominance. Gotta feel a little bit bad if you're F2P here. Just kind of setting up for a kind of cool end game and looking at doing some interesting stuff and stocking a bunch of things. But nope, you're just dead. You don't get to play card games anymore. What a strange finish. But it does happen, And every once in a while, I mean, like, okay, I play Kanan, right? If I was going to play in this, I would have played Kanan. And my win condition is also swinging for 4 soul on 3 characters for 3 turns in a row. So, I mean, sometimes it's just about high skill gameplay. And sometimes my numbers just need to be bigger than yours. And if you do that, well, then you're just going to win. That's what we saw today. The power of belief in your cardboard and other Yu-Gi-Oh stereotypes. Then you too can qualify for top 8 and attempt to win $100 by playing a pure meme build. Huge props for the size of the cojones that one has to have to show up with such a disrespectful deck list. But that was a very, very funny game. That was very, very funny to watch. I think none of us really understood what happened there throughout the whole game. I mean, I understand what the cards did, but I don't really know what happened. It was We're seeing F2P flick through their deck right now, and we're seeing all of these really cool cards that just never got played.
Yeah, I only kind of saw the plan around the turn where F2P salvaged his brainstorm. Well, and then we know what happened after that. So I feel like I missed out on a lot of good parts. But it is what it is. We'll have to just accept that some games are like this and wish everyone the best in the future.
Yeah, well, I mean, these things do happen. I remember there was a I think it was Kantai Collection had a deck that was like you played 2 souls and the whole point was to just bash your opponent. It was like the first Kantai set that came out.
Yeah,
I think.
I can't remember the character's name. It's Naka, but yeah, the green level 1 combo where everyone gets soul. It's like a big group hug because you bash each other with gained. Yeah, that was a deck.
Yeah, and sometimes it just won. And it's it's funny when it happens. Sendai, there you go, that's what it was called. Sendai. Thank you to Prince Velvet in the chat